Congrats again, Skylar. Happy Daffodil. We'll see you Tuesday.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Oh, I love it. I love the daffodil gear.
Thank you.
Congratulations, ladies, for being a finalist. In your bag on the side, it tells you kind of what the bag has in it. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Matt. How are you, bud? Happy Daffodil. Congratulations again on being a finalist. That's your gift bag. In the side pocket is a description of what goes in the gift bag. Happy Daffodil. You look so nice. Happy Daffodil. Tori, congratulations again for being a finalist. Great work. Here's your gift bag. In the side is an invitation. Brianna, how are you?
Good.
Happy Daffodil. How you doing? Congratulations again on being a finalist. There's your gift bag. In the side, Brianna, is a list of kind of... How are you? Congratulations again. Happy Daffodil. You look so nice. So here's your gift bag. Congrats again. In the side fader is an... Hi, Anjali. How are you? Everything good? Happy Daffodil. This is your gift bag. Congrats again on being a finalist. There's a couple things in there, Anjali, on the side. All right, bud. In your bag, you'll find an envelope that has your invitation. And it also has a list. Hey. Ray, how are you? Happy Daffodil. Congrats again on being a finalist. Right, in the gift bag there's your invitation. Louie, hello. You look so nice. On Tuesday, we're gonna organize all that, but you'll get a link to join all that. But looking forward to seeing you on Tuesday and have an awesome weekend.
Thank you.
Congrats again. Thanks.
Bye. Bye.
See you on Tuesday. Thanks. Thanks, Brianna. You got it. See you on Tuesday.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice weekend.
You too.
Good. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Tony. You got it.
Bye.
Tamika.
Bye. Thank you.
Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tom Brzett, manager at the Nantucket Golf Club and executive director of the club's foundation. I'm happy to welcome everyone to the 15th annual Nantucket Scholar announcement. Thank you for joining us this evening. This night to me has always been about gratitude. And in the current environment, it feels even more important to be thankful and gracious on a daily basis. So to start off, I would like to thank some people on behalf of the foundation for making this Nantucket Scholar program such a success. First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge and thank the board of directors, the many members and friends of the Nantucket Golf Club, and our incredibly generous sponsors who have contributed in so many different ways to the success of our annual fundraising event in August, the Nantucket Children's Charity Classic. Together, they have helped raise almost $30 million in 19 years for the benefit of youth on Nantucket. Without their incredible vision and support since the foundation's inception, we would not be here this evening to make this announcement. This island appreciates your generosity in more ways than I can put in words. I would like to especially thank all of the parents, families, teachers, coaches, and friends of these remarkable young men and women. You have each had a part in developing and nurturing these children into mature and responsible adults. You should all be very proud of them and yourselves. Trust me, I know from firsthand experience that this doesn't just happen. It takes hard work and perseverance to set good examples for young adults while providing them the tools for success. And in my case, it helps being married to Leslie. I would also like to thank the Scholar Review Committee. These 7 individuals have sacrificed their time and worked very hard all year to get to this point. It has been a pleasure again to work with them. They are Susan McFarland, who serves as the Foundation's data coordinator for all past and present scholars and handles all correspondence for the program. Dr. John Buckey, principal at Nantucket High School. Michael Kozort, superintendent of Nantucket Public Schools. Alan Kuna, owner of the Languedoc Inn and Bistro. Courtney Foster, school counselor and counseling department team leader at Nantucket High School. Kathleen Hickson, Spanish teacher and world language department team leader at Nantucket High School. And Kelsey Fredericks, school nurse at Nantucket High School and one of the very first Nantucket Scholars, class of 2006. Thank you, Scholar Review Committee. Speaking of thanks, I would like to share an email I received just yesterday from Eve Mangis, a Nantucket Scholar from the class of 2012 and a graduate of Harvard University. Tom, I hope this message finds you in good health. Tonight, while on a brief Facebook break after a long weekend of studying for exams, I was reminded that 8 years ago today, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation awarded Cody Perry and I the scholarships that changed our lives. At times, COVID-19 has made me feel incredibly far from my goal of becoming a doctor. As I am wrapping up my first year of medical school, memorizing arteries, metabolic pathways, and formulas about kidney function, the end result and the capacity to help during this time of crisis has felt elusive. But I likely would not even be in medical school if it were not for the Nantucket Golf Club Scholarship. And tonight, I am reminded of that. I'm incredibly grateful for you, Leslie, the other board members, and the numerous other generous individuals who made this happen for me, for Cody, and for so many more. It is truly a gift. Thank you for all that the Foundation does for our island. Be well, Eve. Thank you, Eve. This evening, 2 Nantucket Scholars will be announced. But this night is really about celebrating these 12 individuals and what they have been able to achieve over their scholastic career. Each one of them deserves to be here this evening, and we are honored to recognize an incredible group of students, scholars, and the next leaders of our communities. Luli, Anjali, Victoria, Anita, Tessa, Freya, Matthew, Skylar, Brianna, Joel, Phaedra, and Alec. You are all outstanding individuals, and we know that each one of you will be very successful in life. Congratulations again on being a Nantucket Scholar finalist. In recognition of your extraordinary accomplishments, and as a token of our deep appreciation for participating in this process, the Foundation has provided each of you with an off-to-college NGC travel bag, which was delivered to you this past weekend and includes the following: Nantucket Golf Club swag, because we all know everyone loves swag, a cashmere blanket, and I will tell you again, don't open these until you get to school if you want them to actually make it to school. The book, Away Offshore, signed by local author Nat Philbrick. The book, Nantucket, signed by local photographer and legend Carrie Hazelgrove. Thank you, Carrie. Books of commuter tickets from Highline Cruises, Apple AirPods with a wireless charging case, the newest Series 5 Apple Watch with GPS, and a $1,000 gift certificate for a laptop computer of your choice from Computer Solutions. Thank you, Martha Sargent. Before I make tonight's final announcement, Dr. Buckey would like to recognize each finalist personally.
Thank you, Mr. Brissett. This is one of my favorite nights of the year. While the announcement this year takes on a very different form, the impact of this program for me over the last 12 years and the pride I have for each of the finalists helps temper the change in format. I am very proud to have been your principal. Speaking on behalf of the review committee, we are extremely proud of each of the 12 finalists. We applaud you and are in awe of your many talents. Parents, you rightfully deserve to be extremely proud as well, which we know you are. These students are among the best and brightest of the NHS class of 2020 and were selected from over 40 applicants. I would be remiss not to say thank you to the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation for the vision of this program and for the chair of our review committee, Mr. Tom Brissett. He makes this program the foundation provides a remarkable experience that transforms lives. And now on to the profiles. For your introductions, I have attempted to focus on your individual strengths, of which there are many, but please understand what I say about one student can easily be a quality of any of the 12. As I introduce each finalist, please be front and center on your Zoom as I share your amazing accomplishments. Luli Day. Our first finalist is the youngest of 3. She looks up to her older siblings, but also wants to do things her own way. She shared that her mother has shown her strength and grace. Her sister taught her how to forgive, and her brother is her model of humbleness and good nature. A recurring theme in this finalist interviews was her admiration for her mom. She credits her mom's, quote, Britishness for contributing to her own personality and makes her who she is today. This finalist is described as loyal, hardworking, straightforward, and honest. One of her recommendations shared, quote, this finalist is strong, mature, and generous with her time and talents. This is evident in her being a 3-sport athlete, in her work for the Harvey Foundation as an intern, and through her work with Veritas as a contributing writer. She enjoys traveling and meeting new people. One committee member beautifully captured this finalist when she said she clearly uses writing, journalism, and literature as a window to continue her thirst for knowledge. This finalist reminded us in one of her interviews to, quote, seize the day, something the committee is assured she will continue to do in her future. Please join me in honoring Luli Day. Anjali Dar. Our next finalist said her mother taught her to always ask questions, which is a motto she still lives by. It has served her well, as she is the only Nantucket High School student I know who achieved a perfect score on the ACT exam. A National Merit Scholar Commended student, Mr. Kozork recognized her as a Massachusetts Superintendent Certificate of Excellence student. It should come as no surprise that one of her teachers described her as, quote, the most academically gifted student I have encountered in my teaching career. In athletics, she is a talented golfer and softball player. She also enjoys photography. One of the members of the review committee noted, I can tell this finalist is a good friend, as everyone always has the kindest things to say about her. Another committee member shared this finalist is gifted with a quiet but fierce intelligence. Her love of science and determination to continue to learn will undoubtedly benefit all of our futures. This finalist shared with the review committee that she hopes to one day discover something revolutionary, which we have no doubt she will. Please join me in honoring Anjali Dar. Tori Dixon. Education has always been important to our next finalist. She works hard for all that she has accomplished, which is a lot, including having the highest GPA of any scholar in recent memory, being a National Merit Scholar Commended student, and earning a near perfect score on her SAT verbal test. Another finalist once said, quote, she really knows her plastics, which speaks volumes to her dedication to protecting our environment and living sustainably. It should come as no surprise that she earned first place in our local science fair. Her environmental science teacher, Ms. Arisman, said, quote, Students with her level of dedication do not come around very often. Her talent in art and dedication to service is equally as commendable. She is a weaving instructor for the Lightship Basket Museum, in addition to being a counselor and a vocalist in Summer Street Church. In service, she participated in Duke Youth Academy for Christian Formation and went on 2 service trips to Costa Rica and West Virginia. This finalist has worked hard to push herself out of her comfort zone and to become more social. When asked what the title to a movie about her life would be, she said, quote, "Finding my place in the world." We are confident that will be a very successful place. Please join me in honoring Tori Dixon. Anita Duggan. Our next finalist is passionate about environmental issues. She credits her advanced placement environmental science course for being a game changer for her in her high school career. She shared this course changed her thinking to sustainability and maintaining the planet for the future, and now hopes to one day invent something to prevent coral bleaching. She impressed the committee when she shared, quote, "Life isn't about the big, beautiful house on the hill with a white picket fence and a picturesque garden. It is about the people we surround ourselves with and the memories we share." This finalist is captain on the volleyball team and has made great friendships and memories as a member of this team, in addition to being an instrumental force in its launch and expansion as a competitive interscholastic team for Nantucket. A talented singer and dancer, this finalist is a member of the Accidentals, appearing in the musicals, and as a dancer in Nantucket Ballet's The Nutcracker and Peter and the Wolf. The committee was amused when this finalist was asked about the last person she had to apologize to, and without pause said, "My sister." Spoiler alert, she's a twin. If she were to create a slogan for her life, it would be, quote, "Failure is part of success." Her strength of character will lead her far. Please join me in honoring Anita Duggan. Tessa Duggan. A game changer for this finalist was taking a dual enrollment class offered by Cape Cod Community College. The class was about critical thinking, and it helped to open her eyes to others' views and understand thoughts that were different from her own. She is a strong athlete, fierce on the volleyball court, and also instrumental in the beginning and rapid growth of volleyball as a varsity sport at Nantucket High School. She is a leader to her teammates. This finalist shared she is eager to take challenges no one else would imagine tackling. It makes sense then if she were to create a slogan for her life. She said, "Make as many mistakes as possible so that you can find your strengths and not be held back." In his recommendation for this member of the Latin Club, Mr. Cothran said of this finalist, quote, "She is a model student with a strong moral compass." This year, she stepped outside of her comfort zone to join the musical cast of Mary Poppins and really enjoyed it. This finalist, like the previous finalist, made the committee laugh when she was asked the last person she had to apologize to, and also shared without pause, "My sister." This finalist is captivated by photography. She shared with the committee she loves finding the unusual angles in life and capturing them in her photographs. It stands to reason if she were to be famous for anything, she would like to be a National Geographic photojournalist. One thing is for sure, we know the picture of her future will be equally as brilliant and captivating. Please join me in honoring Tessa Duggan. Freya Feeney. Our next finalist consistently surprised the committee with her thoughts on science and research. She always seemed to have insider information on the latest medical research or breakthroughs. One committee member said, "This finalist knows more about artificial intelligence and virtual reality than anyone she knows." It should come as no surprise that she feels a game changer for her was advanced placement biology with Ms. McDonald. This finalist reflected that course shifted the foundation of what she believed in and believed was possible. She is also a self-proclaimed environmentalist who changed her lifestyle dramatically after learning all the damage we are doing to our world in her advanced placement environmental science course. In addition to being a scholar, she is an artist in both the visual, painting and drawing, and martial arts. She is also a musician, instrumental playing the piano, and vocal, having sung with a youth choir with the Boston Pops. She touched the committee when she shared, quote, "I find myself turning to the piano when the words won't come. The ticking of the metronome never fails to drown out the clock." One of her recommendations said, quote, "There is a wisdom and a calmness about her. She has such a gentle way that forces you to slow down, relax, and just listen to what she has to say." This finalist reminded us to, quote, "Listen and understand before you speak, because all of your words will somehow have an impact." We are confident that the words of this finalist will have a tremendous impact on the future. Please join us in honoring Freya Feeney. Matthew Giacchetti. Our next finalist is as unique as he is talented and multifaceted. Every time we thought we had really gotten to know him, we would find out one more thing that he is good at. With interests ranging from filmmaking to fighting the opioid epidemic, to trampolining, to diving, to photography, he makes us all want to go out and find a new hobby. He is one of the top 50 freestyle trampoline athletes in the country and 19th in the world in 2019. He took that talent to the diving team for NHS and placed second in the state. In terms of his artistic talents, he directed, filmed, and edited 2 short films for the Nantucket Film Festival. He was also named the Junior Mister. His response that the unsung heroes of our country are our teachers, and he has learned more non-academic things from teachers than anyone else, really resonated with Ms. Hickson. This finalist amused the committee with his hopes for the future when he shared that he hopes to be known for photojournalism one day and not just, quote, "the weird kid who moved here in 9th grade and does trampoline." He is consistently described as hardworking and someone who does not give up. This finalist shared with the committee if he were to create a slogan for his life, it would be phenomenal or be forgotten. We have no doubt that he will always be phenomenal and never forgotten. Please join me in honoring Matthew Giacchetti. Skylar Cardell. Our next finalist is an accomplished ornithologist who amazed and inspired the committee with his tales from his expeditions on Tuckernuck and Muskegon. He has volunteered on Nantucket and Tuckernuck for 5 years with the Christmas bird counts. He got a chuckle during an interview from the committee when he described himself as a jerk, and then quickly clarified that's soda jerk, as he has worked at the pharmacy throughout his high school career. A member of the Quiz Bowl, this finalist proved a worthy opponent against the school committee, though we're not sure that Dr. Lepre would concede such an acknowledgement. Regarding the planet and sustainability, this finalist wowed the committee with his deeply mature acknowledgement that, quote, "We live in a nihilistic culture and we are the throwaway generation, but we need to wake up before we destroy the planet." A thespian, this finalist has taken the stage in both the musicals and drama productions. He is a writer for Veritas and also an editor. He encourages us all to experience nature and truly immerse ourselves in it. He amused the committee, again, when he shared if his life were made into a movie, it would, quote, "be a low-budget documentary entitled Life with the Birds." This finalist has a tremendous vocabulary and was truly impressive and enjoyable to converse with during the interview process. Mr. Kozort describes this finalist as profoundly reflective and a true intellectual. We are confident this reflection and intellect will serve him well in the future. Please join me in honoring Skylar Carvel. Brianna Lovell. Our next finalist was born on Nantucket, but is proud of her Haitian heritage. She tries to live her mother's words to, quote, give back to the community that has blessed you. She is passionate about helping make those around her feel happy and comfortable. Whether it is one of the many elementary students she has been mentoring for years through Breakfast Buddies, or a high school peer, she always has others on her mind. This benevolence is no more apparent than in the fact that she has completed over 200 hours of community service. She is vice president of the class and co-founder of the Foursquare Club. She has made many self-discoveries throughout her high school career. Inspired by a summer medical program she attended at Tufts, this finalist wants to go into plastic surgery. A member of the review committee has volunteered to be your first pro bono case. She said her life's motto would be yourself because everyone else is taken. She is an artist and a musician who plays the violin. She is a Girl Scout who impressed the committee with her assertion that she wants to represent all the good the island has to offer. We feel she does. A review committee member said this finalist has a commanding presence, is bursting at the seams with an obvious zest for life and learning. One of her peers beautifully described this finalist as someone who lights her world. We are confident that she will continue to be a light in the world. Please join me in honoring Brianna Lovell. Joel McVicker. Our next finalist is a Nantucket native who credits the community for making him the person he is today. He is passionate about sports, his family, drug prevention in school, and making Nantucket a better place for future generations. A three-sport athlete, captain, and leader of his peers, he also coaches and referees youth sports. As a leader, he is on the student council and serves as the student representative to the school committee. This finalist is described by one committee member as being, quote, like a Renaissance man for his broad array of interests and talents, academic, leadership, service, and music, including being in the NHS band, as well as lead guitarist for Shifting Tides Jam Band. Another committee member described this finalist as the type of friend anyone would love to have. He is loyal, fair, and honest. One of his recommendations described this finalist as someone who can be depended on to take just and moral action, whether or not others are watching. He is a talented writer whose personal essay, A Day in His Life, written in the style of John Steinbeck, truly moved several members of the review committee. This finalist cites Coach Von Machado for being a game changer for him in high school, who encouraged him to never settle for less. He is truly a well-rounded young man who will no doubt show great success in the future. If he were to develop a slogan for his life, it would be hard work pays off. It is clear his hard work has certainly paid off, and we are confident that he will continue to reap rich benefits in the future by adhering to this personal mantra. Please join me in honoring Joel McVicker. Phaedra Plank. Our next finalist says she owes a debt of gratitude to her parents for sacrificing so much to allow her to explore her education. She touched the committee with her essay where she reflected on how each member of her family shaped her development. This finalist concedes that her biggest issue is that she loves too many things: running, reading, sailing, writing, poetry, acting, storytelling. To say she is well-rounded would be an understatement. An athlete, she is captain of the cross-country and sailing teams. An academic, she achieved a near-perfect score on her SAT reading and writing exam, is president of the National Honor Society, and has been a 3-time state finalist in Massachusetts Poetry Out Loud. As a musician, she plays the ukulele, the piano, and the guitar. She is also a street performer on island who amused the committee when she shared, in doing so, she is strengthening both her voice and her skin. This finalist is kind, genuine, and has a real investment in our island. She always has a positive attitude toward whatever she is doing. She loves to experience new adventures, loves to travel, and learn about other cultures. She has a love for the environment and sustainability and did scallop research with Mariah Mitchell, even though she has always considered herself more of a literature and humanities person. Her life slogan is to explore new things. We know she will and will probably be credited for discovering many of them along the way. Please join me in honoring Phaedra Plank. Alex Vollen. Last but certainly not least, our final finalist is described as mature beyond his years. One of the review committee members described speaking with this finalist as like conversing with an old friend. He is able to express his feelings and thoughts clearly and poignantly. If he were to compare himself to an animal, it would be a sloth, not because he's lazy, but because he is slow and methodical. He has a love for literature and writing, which surprised him because he has always considered himself as the science guy. He is an avid reader who explains that he loves to explore books and enjoys that books let his mind run free. He is an accomplished guitar player and musician, including being in the musicals. He has played at weddings and benefit shows across the island, which are an acknowledgement of his deep talent. A member of the technology, math, and Latin clubs, he has participated in 2 World Challenge expedition trips to Iceland and Tanzania. He has described them as life-changing. He takes great pride in the fact that they built the school. This finalist shared that he is in love with history, so his desire to become an archaeologist is natural. Having traveled with him to Italy with the Latin Club, I saw firsthand this passion for history and his scholarship of the classical world. All of his teachers described this finalist as a pleasure to have in class. Clearly, his belief that simple, effortless acts of kindness can make another's day has served him well and will continue to benefit him in the future. Please join me in honoring Alex Vollen. At this time, I would like to turn the program back over to Mr. Brissett for the moment we have all been waiting for.
Thank you, Dr. Bucky. I'll say it as I say every year. This is just simply an amazing evening. What these kids are doing is inspiring across the board. The following can be said about each and every one of these young men and women. The Nantucket Scholar is a student who has established a pattern of academic and personal success at Nantucket High School. Personal attributes reflect strength of character, which includes honesty, integrity, maturity, and responsibility. The Nantucket Scholar demonstrates outstanding citizenship, emulated by a cooperative attitude, spirit of adventure, and enthusiastic effort. This student is a positive influence on school peers, is involved in varied extracurricular activities. The Nantucket Scholar is indeed an elite student who meets and maintains rigid academic standards and strives for personal challenge. The Nantucket Scholar takes pride in all accomplishments and works diligently towards the goal of attaining a superior education. This outstanding student is eminently qualified to pursue scholarly work at institutions of higher learning. The Nantucket Scholar also is an individual who can communicate and demonstrate a process for giving back to Nantucket and the world community and inspire and motivate others to do the same. The 2020 Nantucket Scholars will receive a scholarship covering the cost of tuition and fees for 4 years at their chosen school or university. It is our pleasure this evening, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Nantucket Golf Club and the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, to present our 2020 Nantucket Scholars. Brianna Lovell. And Phaedra Plank. Congratulations, ladies. I have your plaques and we'll deliver them personally to you at some point. Congratulations again. Great job. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating our 2020 Nantucket Scholars. Thank you to everyone who helped put this evening's program together. And thank you to all who watched. Stay safe and be well. Good night.